when was the first time you watched porn?
Oh, okay. Pranutan, do you want to go first with that?
Yeah, I haven't.
What?
Okay.
Really? You're going to heaven for sure.
Hi, I'm Surbhi. Welcome to Entertainment Reports. How are you?
I am very good, Surabhi. Thank you for having me firstly on Entertainment Reports. And I'm really superb at the moment, flying high,
Okay. So firstly, I would like to start this conversation by telling you about the crush, the major crush that I had on you. Right? As a kid.
Had. I like had.
I've grown up watching you, of course, needless to say. Dino, I would like to know from you, when I heard that the film's name is Helmet and it's based on condom, and I was like, wow. I mean, I had never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
It's kind of a synonym. So I want to know, how did you come up with that title?
Well, you're right. Helmet's an analogy for condoms. I mean, like we have topi, we have chhatri, we have kavach. I mean, people say so many things. So when we were working on the story, and the movie is about condoms, right? And in the movie, the storyline is about these guys wearing helmets and selling it. So I thought it was just an apt name, because a helmet for protection in more ways than one, and they wear a helmet in the film, so it's just all tied in really well. So we said, let's just call it Helmet. And I think moving forward now, people will start talking about condoms as helmet. I mean, they will add another word to it. But my whole intention is that people actually just say the word condom instead of calling it other names at the moment, right? Our intention is that through this film, that at least it's a conversation starter, that people don't shy away from talking about condoms or asking for it, or speaking about it even seriously.
Talking about condoms, I would like to know your real life, like your and Pranutan's both first time condom story.
My first experience of we always heard about it, we joked about it in school and college, right? The first time when I was in college, when I wanted to go and buy condoms from a store, I couldn't do it. I found it the most awkward. It took me a lot of time. It took me a lot of time to muster up the courage to walk into the store, to first wait for the store to get empty, and then to walk in, and then to walk around, looking at the condom, knowing where it is, so the transaction can be so quick and I can be out of there. And I remember going to the counter and asking for another tablet, because I just didn't have the guts to say condom. And he gave me a tablet, and then I think the shopkeeper obviously understood what I was asking, what I came for. So he asked me loudly, condom? And
this is what happens in the film as well, no?
This is more or less exactly what happened with me, and it was just embarrassing. And I said yes, and I was sweating, I remember, and the transaction was so quick, and I remember him wrapping it in newspaper and giving it to me, and I walked out, right? But I could hardly meet him in the eye. I could hardly look at the shopkeeper in the eye, because firstly, they know why you want it, or they think they know why you want it. You might even buy it to play holy, for the matters. You see, but they think they know why you want it, and they look at you in the strangest way, and that wicked smile on their face that, I know what you're doing. And then the other consumers also are there like, oh, how old are you? So it is an embarrassing situation. It's really awkward. So me living in a city could feel that way. Can you imagine young boys who are not as courageous like me in small towns going to stores where the shopkeeper knows their family? It becomes really awkward and embarrassing. So my situation was embarrassing. And after many experiences of this outing and trying to pick up, then I finally, gathered confidence and courage, and I was old enough to say, okay, now I want to go. You see.
Pranutan, what was your first experience at buying condoms?
So I have not purchased condoms, but I do remember that. But I honestly also feel I would like to say something here, that I hope Helmet changes that, because I've been telling people that, guys are guilt-tripped a lot when they go out there to buy condoms, and unfortunately, girls are guilt-tripped 10 times more. And I don't understand this sexism. Yeah, I mean, so what? What's so wrong? It's such a natural process. It's so normal it's so intrinsic to our survival. And honestly, it's to each their own, Why don't you just live and let live? So I don't understand, like, why do we guilt trip girls so much more? I don't understand this. And I would like to say that please, all the girls, go out there and buy a condom. There's nothing wrong with it. They're going to stare at you 4 times, and 5th time, they're going to shut up. So we have to break the chain. We have to do that. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And I make sure that, I tell you guys about it. But having said that, I haven't done it so far. And I do remember that, when we did discuss it in school and all that, it used to be like, like one of those topics and all of that. Yeah. Which is in retrospect, it's okay when you're 15. But what bothers me is that some of my friends at this age are also still this immature. And I think in all our friend circles, however old we become, there will always be those 2-3 elements who still find sex funny and silly and, a point of chidhana and teasing people. So I don't understand why. Up to a certain age, it's okay, but get over it.
So talking about that thing at the age of 15, just like Pranutan said, there's another thing which people are shy of. Of course, is porn. So I would want to know, when was the first time you watched porn?
Oh, okay. Pranutan, do you want to go first with that?
Yeah, I haven't.
What?
Okay.
Really? Oh my God. Okay. All right. No comment. Okay. All right. That's very good. You're going to heaven for sure. Actually, I was in college when I had my first viewing, and that was I remember my friends in college had a magazine, and that's what one of these pornography magazines. That was the first time I was introduced to pornography, and I was like, oh my God, that's a bit explicit. What is that? That was the immediate reaction. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement, at that age. There's a lot of excitement about what you're going to see. Was it, oh, he's got a porn magazine. Wow, so cool. You're like the stud of college. You've got a porn magazine in your bag. You're carrying it to college, and but then, that's the age when you have all these feelings and expressions.
Yeah. So that was in college.
That was in college, yeah.
Yeah.
Not before, it was in college.
Do you think this movie Helmet will bring that change? It will bring that stigma around?
Quite honestly, we don't know what will really, transpire after the film releases. But even if a conversation begins amongst friends, after watching the film, that, hey, what's the big deal? We shouldn't be shy. We should talk about it. That in itself is a big win for us. We're not expecting earth-shattering change, because that takes a lot. But if we can even start a conversation through this film where people come out and say, hey, I want condoms, even make it a joke, but be open about it, talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk more freely about it and how important the use is. There by itself, I think we sort of have won what we're trying to achieve.